To CSL Plus, we're going to have the match between Cal and University of Toronto. We have Apoth starting off in the upper right-hand corner as the zerg, red zerg at the bottom right-hand corner, just around the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position. We have Denial starting as the green Protoss, and I have Psionic Reaver alongside. Should be really, really fun. Actually, we should put up Do Not Disturb mode. Also, live streaming these matches now at justin.tv/DiggitySC. And oh yeah, colors, hold on. Hopefully that fixes things on live stream. People give me right. Keep forgetting that on live stream, once you go into game, it jacks up the colors. Hopefully that's fixed now. I have Psionic alongside, and people can let me know otherwise if it's not working. Anyway, how you doing, Psionic?
I'm doing very well, Mr. Diggity, and hopefully I can meet everyone's great expectations. Now I know you just casted a little while ago for the Nostalgia Tournament. You've got a couple of beers at your side, and I got one here as well, so I can join in on the fun. But having a great time, just watching some amazing StarCraft commentary. Watched some really good games between Hydra versus JF. If you guys didn't catch the results of that, you can head on over to, I think there's a post on Team Liquid, or if there's a specific website that should be posted around somewhere. But this is the, now what is this Star League again? I don't want to say it wrong, it's like the Collegiate?
The Collegiate. CSL, like college.
Collegiate. Right. So I don't personally know any of these players or their capabilities. I'll be honest, the last time I saw this map actually played was when Boxa was playing somebody TVT, and he ended up losing. It was like one of his first comeback games. Yeah,
Shades Twilight, a really old school map. It kind of reminds me of well, it's not old school. It's been played recently. It's like the OSL's version of Byzantium, or maybe it was the MSL's version of Byzantium. Except the big difference is the mineral only is on the exterior here of the wall, which really gave a big advantage to Terran, because you can use the siege tanks and whatnot. It looks like we're going to see a mech build on the opposite side here from Denials, and it's unfortunately going to get scouted. It looks like that drone scout did manage to sneak in. On the opposite end, it looks like we have a 12th hatch followed by spawning pool. Overlord actually going to this top left-hand corner. We might see an indicator here of some Mutalisk harass. Unfortunately, not getting the scout off in the proper direction. There's also that Overlord just hanging out of the ramp. Doesn't look like it's proceeding forward to do any additional scouting, but getting the drone information, exactly what he wanted to see, that gas being planted, knows he's going up against mech, and also this front door seal. Really, yeah, Shades of Twilight, it's a pretty, I feel like it's a really Terran biased map. You've got ramps to hold, you've got a lot of siege tank areas, especially mech. It's very powerful. I like the decision to go mech on this map. And I apologize if my voice gives out, by the way. Yeah, did a lot of casting just now, part of the Nostalgia Tournament. And doing, again, live casts on this. Still loading up stuff. Got everything working now where I can live cast and record simultaneously. I'm kind of curious how the quality is going to come out. And we're seeing a 3-hatch build, interestingly enough, right off the bat. And this is going to be pretty hard to defend against that first Vulture. That first Vulture will be out rather rapidly. Might even want to produce looks like a couple eggs. We'll see if they're Zerglings or, in fact, drones. Wants to get that Hydra. You might want to get a Hydralisk Den, that Sunken Colony, sooner rather than later. But really, with the way this is designed, those Vultures are going to have a really nice shot at the secondary and the main.
Well, you know, on this map for Ziggler, he's got his third hatch in a real nice position, blocks off a lot of that access to that ramp. He can just put a Sunken Colony to the right of that hatchery, and then maybe even his Hydra Den below that, or an Evolution Chamber, can really wall that off real nice. Put a couple Hydralisks in the way, so the Vultures would have to go all the way and around through the mineral line to get into the main base. But you know, you get a couple Hydralisks, you can easily deny Vulture harass. The creep colony already going down in the natural, so that you can get the sunken up in time. The Hydralisk Den should be coming down here pretty soon if he's going to want to be able to stave off any kind of Vulture run by. It looks like Machine Shot being added on, so it looks like the Terran's going to go for speed while producing those Vultures.
Yeah, that's the one thing is about so it looks like the Sunken Colony will be in plenty of time. That also that SCV Scout, if it decides to cycle around. That's the one thing about going mech, is you almost, because of that early Vulture harass, you almost force Zerg players to go Hydralisk early, which can be oftentimes an advantage. It looks like easily able to kill that SCV Scout before making any tech decisions, though. Lair just now coming up. Might have actually wanted to do that lair before that SCV was even outside the base. Overlord wandering in to get a good look at what's going on. Second factory being placed now, and it looks like, we are probably seeing the speed upgrade. Single SCV scouting out, and I expected a Vulture before the upgrade, but it looks like the Vulture coming after the upgrade might even not be produced. We might even see a siege tank first here, the way this Vulture's coming out, because it looks like it's a little bit late, but no, it looks like it is indeed a Vulture. Army being placed back alongside, so it looks like it's going to be a Vulture Goliath build early off the secondary cap. and a couple of Marines being produced to kind of provide some support. But there's that Hydralisk Den nevertheless off the secondary, so it looks like we're going to at least see some form of 3-hatch lurker in the early game from our Zerg player who, name I forget, sorry, Apoth here.
Yeah, Apoth really set himself up very nicely. He got those 3 hatches out, really good defensive position. He can just drone up a ton right now while he waits for his lair to finish, get his econ going really strongly. He might try to take his second gas here in a little bit, go for that lurkers. Maybe even throw down Evolution Chamber, get that +1 armor upgrade so that, if he goes for a contain, they're that much more powerful. He could go for the +1 on the lurker attack, and obviously that makes him a lot more effective against mech. But you don't see a lot of Zerg players go mech, in my personal opinion. I know In Control loves to go lurkers against mech, and a lot of Terran players neglect to get comsat early enough, even turrets early enough, to try to fend off any kind of lurker harass, especially if you do a slow drop. So we'll see if Apoth decides to, go for any kind of that kind of play, or if he's gonna go just mass Hydra and just go mute a Hydra to deal with the mech coming from denials here.
Yeah, it looks like he is in fact switching it up. I saw the Spire on the back edge. Did a really good job of fending that Vulture off, even with just the Zerglings. Took just a little bit of damage here and there. Planting some mines, especially above that ramp, that's going to be hard to deal without any Overlords in position. Not sure if we're seeing the Overlord speed upgrade or not. Not doing this off replay is in fact live. Zerglings, yeah, moving a little bit forward, a little bit behind. Going to do some spotting here for the Hydralisks. Trying to do some mine clearing, not quite able to get it done though. So these 3 Hydralisks should hold up short. They need to be very careful against these mines to the forward position. Can end up losing a lot of units as a result, like that right there.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch. Getting Hydralisks that he really needs to save and store up, especially going up against the powerful Terran mech army. Looks like he's going to do a transition to Mutalisk here. I'm not seeing any engineering bay, just factories, a couple Goliaths at this stage, and with just the 2 Goliaths.
The natural.
Does he have a third Goliath? Okay, it does have a third Goliath in the natural. It looks like he is okay. He's got it going up in time. Didn't see the missile turrets in the main. Looks like he is getting up near the secondary. So he will be in time to at least fend off this Mutalisk harass. He's in a pretty good position altogether. All he needs to do is shell up, get that large mech army, walk out, and just make sure that with those vultures in the meantime that the Zerg can't really get an economy going otherwise, which is really strong on Shades of Twilight, because those third expansions extremely exposed, extremely out in the open. So honestly, it looks like everything pretty well going into... wow, already a couple Mutalisks out in the field. Sorry, Denial's favor. Forgot the name right there. Maybe the spear is affecting me a little more than I thought. 4 Mutalisks out in the air. More Mutalisks I think are going to be coming out in the way. And you've got these vultures just kind of harassing along the 3 o'clock, but these Mutalisks will at least give a little bit of air control in that regard. But it looks like they're going to ignore the vultures altogether, go directly to the main. But honestly, this is isolated. Already isolated out, and with just 4 Mutalisks, not going to get a lot accomplished. Now swinging around, going to try to take those vultures out, able to do so. So at the very least, going to be able to take a third, but needs to hurry up and get that economy rolling before a lot of the siege tanks and a large Goliath force can be produced on the opposite side by Denials.
I find it really interesting. The Zerg is taking a 4th base at the top left main. I find it really interesting that he took his 3rd, expanding into a Terran. Usually, you want to expand away from the Terran. I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to take that 12 o'clock location, just sacrifice the Zergling to get rid of that mine and put the expansion there. Because if you expand towards the Terran, it just makes it that much easier for them to just push into you. We can see some really nice Mutalisk control by Apoth here coming in, but oh no, kind of forgot about them there for a second. Going to lose a lot of them to that Goliath control by Denials. Good control there, just getting those Goliaths up on the high ground as well. And really, he's going to just need to save his Mutalisks now and start massing up Hydralisks, get speed and range for those Hydras, and bring them in combo with the Mutalisks to deal with this Goliath army. It looks like it's just going to be a pure Goliath army. I don't see any siege tanks being built yet, and a pure Goliath army can be strong, but just a good control of Hydra Muta can just easily overwhelm it. Here comes a Terran, pushed into that 3rd base. Some Hydras coming out, no speed. I don't know if they have range yet though, and Overlord's wandering out into the middle of the field though. You don't want that to happen because then your food supply gets cut back. Mutas and Hydras coming in, no range on the Hydras. Those Mutas just getting focus fire down, and I don't think Apoth's going to be able to push off this attack force. He's starting to micro a little bit now, though, but those Goliaths are just really strong with the +1 upgrade. Their anti-air is just annihilating this Mutalisk, and this 3rd for the Zerg is going to go down, I believe. Yeah, he's going to try to just delay as long as possible, try to get those creep colonies up, but otherwise, just too many Goliaths, and with that weapons 1 able to eat right through those Hydralisks, and the combination attack just wasn't enough units on the ground to deal with that large mech army. He's got 2 creep colonies down, but honestly, I think these Goliaths should be able to push right through it before it even goes up. It looks like Hydralisks just spawning, but all this time, this is more SC
SCVs that are being built on the opposite side for Denials. Let's see if Denials wanders out and takes his third. There is an Overlord along that 6 o'clock location to spot it.